Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. In this video, I'll tell you about the Philippines taxi scam exposed, revealing 5 police officers' involvements, results of a long study in teenage pregnancy in the Philippines, what would you do if this guy took your slipper, and more. Let's jump straight into our main story. 5 Naya airport police officers have been dismissed over an alleged extortion scheme involving taxi drivers. The scam was exposed after driver Felix Opinia went viral for charging 1,200 pesos for a short trip between Terminal 2 and 3. He revealed that the officers were running a 60-40 racket, forcing drivers to give up 40% of their overcharged fares. Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon confirmed the officers imposed high rates to extract cuts, hurting both passengers and the country's image. Opinia license was revoked and his operator Taxi Hub was found to have expired permits. Termination proceedings for the officers are ongoing. Whoa, so I knew there had to be more. There was simply just two. Okay, let me backtrack a little bit. Once again, I'm surprised that now they're looking into this. This is going on for how many years now? Just even from my own experience. So what took just I guess, new guy coming in, whether just a video going viral, I'm sure it cannot be the first person that got scammed. So I'm just curious of what led to this actual crackdown, right? So, because they're talking about removing all those special taxis from in front of the, somebody else mentioned a very good, point, like why not have a set rate from 1 to 2, from 2 to 3, 3 to 2, 3 to 1, whatever, going this way and that way. This is how much it is. Here's a big sign. Do you know how many more people would actually take the taxi if they had a clear sign of exactly how much they were paying, instead of like some guy just giving up whatever number he thought? So I just don't understand that. The logic makes no sense to me. Scamming somebody for 1,000 maybe, or doing 3 or 4 rides between, and make like 2 or 3 times the amount. Regardless, there's so much that annoys me about the taxi scam, but there's also some other fake news going around online, some videos showing different rates for the taxi from airport that the officials have now said the scam, so don't go ahead and believe any of that stuff. Yeah, it's irritating. As a traveler, you're tired. You just had, like, some of you guys, probably 30-hour journey between, transits and all that coming in. You don't want to deal with that. You don't have proper change in hand. You don't got, 200 or 300 pesos. They're going to take the whole 1,000. There's, so many different things, right? So I'm glad they're looking into this more seriously, and hopefully something positive comes out of this, because it's got to stop. And then a UN study tracked 5,000 Filipino children, showed early pregnancy and live-in unions are key reasons teen girls drop out of school. By age 16, and 40% of those who had been pregnant stayed on track, and over half of out-of-school girls were either mothers or in unions. Pregnancy typically occurred between 15 to 16 years old, with early unions averaging 15.8-year-old. Poorer girls and those with less educated mothers were most at risk. For boys, dropouts were mainly due to lack of interest, financial need, or pressure to work, especially after grades 6, 9, and 10. Early sexual activity starting around 6 or 14.6 also contribute. What are they saying, man? Obviously, no shit, right? Am I wrong? I thought it's this is some of these studies, obviously, the chance of a dropout getting pregnant are higher than someone that's in school. Not because even education, because they're busy. A lot of times they have some kind of guidance, that they're occupied. In summary, it's saying that the pregnancies and dropping out of school kind of go hand in hand, which I thought personally would have been common sense to a lot of people. But I guess now they have some kind of science behind it. 5,000 people that they've actually been following. Let's switch gears to something a bit more positive. Samar has joined the international cruise tourism circuit, hosting 130 foreign guests aboard the Heritage Adventurer, a New Zealand-based expedition ship. This marked the province's first cruise ship shore excursion, with visitors touring the Paranas Eco Trail and the private Arboretum and the iconic Kanawata rock formation. Guests from Australia, New Zealand, France, and other countries also experienced traditional dishes through the secret kitchen of Samar. With over 6,900 foreign tourists and 2.2 billion pesos in tourism revenue in 2024, Samar is expanding shore excursions to attract more cruise visits. Cruise, man, with a Z. Cruise visits and boost sustainable tourism. Wonderful, fantastic. I've always wanted to go on a cruise. I don't know why. It's been kind of a weird interest of mine. I just figured it would be kind of cool to just have all-inclusive, but on a ship. I don't even like the water, but for some reason I find it kind of interesting. If you guys have been on cruises or anything like that, let me know some pros, some cons, anything you want to share, maybe experiences about taking a cruise, and maybe I'll change my mind. Let's go to Thailand. A German man has been arrested in Pattaya after police seized over 427 grams of powder and a sting operation. Operating under the guise of a business owner, he sold the stuff to foreigners and was caught after an undercover purchase. The arrest followed a high-speed chase and led to the discovery of firearm and more substances in his residence. Thai authorities are continuing efforts to disrupt foreign-led operations such as this. Oftentimes this happens in Pattaya, but nothing really new or surprising to me. Let's go on to our next story. Check this out. A lighthearted moment at a safari park open zoo in Kanchanaburi has gone viral after a leopard was caught on camera stealing the tourists' slippers. The video shared on TikTok shows the leopard leaping onto the back of a pickup truck before snatching the slippers and jumping off, leaving the startled visitor shouting, "My shoes!" A really big shoe. The incident took place in Nongkom Subdistrict, Bo Ploy District. As the poster and the families toured the zoo, while shocked at first, the group quickly found humor in the encounter, joking about whether to retrieve the shoe or let the leopard enjoy the prize. The leopard was later seen lying on the ground, playfully chewing on the slipper. Zoo visitors and commentators compare the animal's behavior to those of a mischievous house cat. Adorable, but certainly not something to approach, because they'll snatch your neck, they'll snatch your Adam's apple in one go. And you're done. I just like the grandpa's face. He wanted none of that. So yeah, kind of cool to see a leopard. I think they are like pretty cool to look at, but definitely not somewhere I'd be frequenting. I don't trust none of that stuff. I love my life and I'm trying to live it. Staying kind of on TikTok topic, US President Donald Trump announced Thursday he had given social media platform TikTok another 90 days to find a non-Chinese buyer or be banned in the United States. I mean, this is a third extension, so come on. I guess this guy does have his hands full about bigger problems rather than TikTok. Now time for a feel-good moment of the day. Jimmy Schaefer says, watch your Asia Now channel. I had no idea that this channel existed until you mentioned it. I now love both your channels, so I will say this. You should talk about both channels on both channels. People who are aware of only one channel would probably enjoy the other one as well. By the way, I'm an American living in the Philippines, northwestern Luzon, for almost 3 years, and I appreciate info you share. Thank you. If you guys don't know, I do have another channel, over 162,000 subscribers, called Living Abroad, mainly about street interviews, my travels to different countries, and moving forward, it'll be more in-depth discussions and videos about one specific topic that I don't cover on this like fast-paced Asia Now. So check that out. I'll leave the link in the description to Living Abroad in the comment section. And now it's time for our segment Yesterday Today, where I read some of the most popular comments, beginning with Venom Pastor. You shouldn't pay me. What? You couldn't pay me, literally pay me, to go back to the Philippines to live. I'll take Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Cambodia, and Vietnam. Okay, that's your opinion, but I kind of want to pry a little bit more information. I asked if he cared to elaborate, in which he responded, we already know that the long list of different cons. You can't say anything truthful about the Philippines without people being in their feelings, crying negativity. Ask not what Pinoys can do for their nation, but instead what the foreigners living in their nation can do for them. So, on behalf of most foreigners, growth isn't as important to them as their feelings. No hate, just truth. I personally think it's very difficult to judge an entire nation based off of just saying I like it or dislike. I mean, you can say you like a country or not, but to say you can't pay me to go back, I was hoping a bit more specifics. Did you get hurt in a relationship? Did somebody take your money? Did you have multiple bad experiences? Because yeah, the Philippines isn't perfect, but then again, no country is. Michael says, you're truly a left-wing Canadian, Alex, when you reference Bernie Sanders for your info. In which I responded, I'm not wing anything, I'm common sense wing. I'm whatever wing is against war wing. Only wings I'm serious about are buffalo wings. And that's true, guys. I don't even know what left and right means. I assume right is more conservative. Buddy, I don't care. To me, I am who I am. There's certain things certain people say I agree with, certain people say I don't agree with. I'm not the type of person that'd be so closed-minded to just pick a side, left or right. I think those labels are basically put in place to control people, to divide us and basically conquer and do whatever. I don't trust any single politician. I don't even, honestly, there's some things that Trump said I like. There's a lot of things he said I don't like. Same with Bernie, and half of these people don't even affect me. But when something does directly affect me, I do have an opinion about it. To having people I highly or strongly supported in the past, but they say something stupid, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? I don't care for this dude anymore, right? Because another person told me that I lost all credibility because I said something about Bernie Sanders.
We are looking at the horrific war in Gaza, where, as we speak, thousands of Palestinian children are facing starvation due to Israel's inhumane and illegal war policies. And now we face a dangerous and escalating war in Iran, which was begun in violation of international law by the extremist Netanyahu government. And the main point that I want to make today is that it is absolutely imperative that the United States not be dragged into this war. On Thursday, Netanyahu launched an illegal and unilateral surprise attack on Iran, bombing targets across the country and killing hundreds of people. Iran has responded with attacks of its own, which have killed dozens of people in Israel. Whatever you may think of the corrupt and authoritarian Iranian regime, Israel's attack clearly violated international law and the United Nations Charter. But let's remember who Netanyahu is. He is a war criminal under indictment by the International Criminal Court for starving innocent people and killing civilians in Gaza. At this very moment in Gaza, Israel continues to prevent the UN from delivering humanitarian aid. And just today in Gaza, Israeli tanks fired into a crowd desperately trying to collect food, killing at least 59 people. And let's also remember that U.S. intelligence has never indicated that Iran has made the decision to build a nuclear weapon. The critical question now is whether the United States will get dragged into Netanyahu's war. In my view, that would be a disaster. The United States must not be involved with another Netanyahu war, not militarily or financially. The United States Constitution is crystal clear. There can be no offensive use of military force against Iran or any other country without an explicit authorization from Congress. No such authorization exists, and any U.S. involvement would therefore be illegal. The United States has already provided hundreds of billions of dollars to Israel over the last many decades. Last year alone, U.S. taxpayers provided more than $22 billion in military aid to Israel. Meanwhile, while providing massive aid to Israel, we have Americans sleeping out on the street, unable to afford health care or other basic necessities. Enough is enough. President Trump ran as a supposed peace candidate. In his inaugural address, he said, and I quote, "My proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker and unifier. That's what I want to be, a peacemaker and a unifier," end quote. Very fine words. Trump should remember them today. Netanyahu's illegal attack has made the world a more dangerous place. The United States must not be a part of this war.
And once again, if you're so closed-minded to say, look, I'm not going to listen to anyone that's on one political party, because you can't just there's going to be certain opinions that we disagree on, but isn't that normal? Nobody's the same, right? Isn't that like a normal thing to have disagreements? It's like watching a movie and saying you like it, somebody says, I don't like it. Like, how could you not like this movie? You're an idiot. I'm like, I don't like it, bro. It's not funny. It's not nothing. What do you want me to do, right? Anyways, what I'm trying to say is I would hope by this age, we're all adults, we have brains of our own, take in information, do your own research. If you don't like something, don't like it. And if somebody crosses the line to the point where they completely disagree with your opinions, simply ignore it. Don't watch it. Skip that video. Skip the channel. Skip the person. There's no need to feel so strongly and negatively about anything in life. Honestly, I don't hate a single thing in life. So when I come out here and just talk, that's just me. I'm not going to shy away and worried about stepping on somebody's feelings or walking on eggshells. Jess says, Alex, people were home, so it was a home invasion, not a burglary. I honestly had no idea there was a difference. So thank you for educating me. I'm always open to any comments, whether I agree, disagree, for it, against what I say. As long as the people are civil, that's what I hope for. And I think the community is extremely healthy and very, very strong. So guys, feel free to share your thoughts about anything we talked about. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.